Monday, September 23rd, first day of fall. So happy fall, y'all. And today it feels like fall because the high is 80 today. I'm so happy. This is my favorite season. Before it gets too cold and when it stops being so hot. I love that time. I also love boots and leggings. That's my favorite thing to wear. So we're getting there. We're gonna make it. Today I have a literacy training from like 11 something until like 1:20. So it's like 2 hours. And in there we eat our lunch. So while I am gone, one of the things that my students will be doing is to create a fall banner. And I found this resource. It's a freebie on Teachers Pay Teachers made by Bohrer. She's a first grade teacher in Long Island. I can't say it right, but anyway. I followed her for years and she's an awesome teacher and I just love her, and she's very creative, talented, sweet, funny. Her classroom's amazing. So if you've never watched anything that she's made, you should check out her website and her Instagram and her Teachers Pay Teacher store. So I'll try to link all those below for you. So one of the things they need to do is write their favorite thing to do in the fall. And I made an example banner page that I put my things on. So I'll show you that when I get to school. So my favorite thing to do is to go to a pumpkin patch because there's all kinds of activities you can do and it's family oriented, really fun. And it's just, you know, no pressure, just fun, relaxing entertainment. And not super expensive. And usually you don't have to travel very far to get there. All right, I am going to get to my school in just a few minutes and I will catch back up with you there. Good morning, happy Monday. So I'm in my classroom. This is the banner that my students are going to make. And here's mine. Really cool. I'm gonna go print that. I'm gonna be doing Monsters Inc. again in October, a couple weeks. So be looking for that. I need to dig my stuff out of my closet. By then I will have done it, I'm sure. If not, I'm gonna make myself. All right, I'm gonna go make some copies and get ready for my day. So I'll check back in with you later. Hello. It is like 5:48. Yes, 5:48 in the evening. And I am just now headed home. Weird day. Oh, so it was a good day with the kids. This staying really late has nothing to do with my class, my students, my lesson plans, nothing like that. I ended up having to make sub plans because I need to be gone tomorrow unexpectedly because I need to go help Caitlin in Kansas. So I made arrangements to be gone. But you know how you have your lesson plans, but you can't necessarily use all of those for someone that doesn't know what you're teaching and how you're teaching it and all that stuff. So like your teacher plans aren't necessarily going to work for someone that's not a teacher or isn't the teacher that you are, whatever. So I had to change just a few things, but you know, typing everything out and making sure I double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that my plans make sense, I hope, and that everything that I've said is actually there. And I like to label everything with those little sticky notes with the times and what it's for in case something happens and it gets knocked over or whatever, then they can find it. Plus I always make 2 copies of my sub plans. That way if the guest teacher sub happens to set them down somewhere, they have another copy on my desk. Just little tricks that I use to try to make someone's life easier. I know what it's like to be a sub. I was a sub for 2 years full time as I finished my teaching certificate. So I know what it's like. You walk into a classroom, you have no idea what it's going to be like. You don't know their procedures, you don't know their kids, you don't know what they're working on, you don't know behavior issues. A lot of unknowns. Don't know where anything is. So I try to make it as easy as possible. I don't always remember to put everything in my plans, but I try not to give too much information, but enough. This class that I have this year though is really good, like really good. Like they earned a ton of stars today because they kept getting compliments from other people. It was amazing. So I had to be gone for that literacy PD thing today, and those 2 hours I was gone, I had told them, if I get a good report from your guest teacher here, because she was standing there, then you'll earn 20 stars, because they get twice as many stars for a compliment from a sub as they do from anybody else. You know, sometimes how kids just kind of go out of control when there's a sub there. It's like they don't know what to do with themselves and they can't contain themselves. So I always put more credence on their compliments than just a regular day. And also that means a lot to the kids. That was a big impact. They all went, oh, I said, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get that compliment when I get back here. I bet I'm going to hear awesome things about you. So just be your awesome selves that you always are, and no worries. You know, just be respectful and be kind and do what you're asked to do. And you know how things run. I feel a lot better being gone tomorrow for a day than I did on the third day of school. Because on the third day of school, I didn't even know what my class was like at that point. So that was a little scary, but tomorrow should be fine. I told my kids that I needed to go help my daughter, that she was sick and she needed me to come help her. So they're like, okay, you know, they understand. You're a mom, you have to help your kid. So, you know, I wanted to be as honest with them as possible. I always try to tell them what's going on because, for one thing, you know, kids get worried about stuff. Sorry, my husband called because he was wondering where the heck I was. I have kept him up to date on the situation, though. Like, I've texted him and stuff, and I talked to him earlier. I don't even know where I left off, sorry. I think I was talking about how we had a meeting today, and it took me a while to make my sub plans because you always have to change things a little bit for someone else, because I don't even know who's coming. It could be anybody. I was going to film my awesome Rock Your School video after school today, and just stay after, and you see how that happened. So I will get to that as soon as I can because I do want to share that with you. It's so cool. And I'm not saying that because I made it at all. I'm just super excited to share it with you because I think it just turned out great for the kids. They loved it. It was the first breakout they've ever done with me. I don't know that they've done one ever before in their lives. But even when we were only a couple of block boxes in, activity-wise, out of 5, they were already saying, this is so cool. I want to do this again. I'm like, you got it. Yay, I'm so happy that you feel like that. Woo! Think that I mentioned to you that I'm already planning another thing, which I did last year, but I'm going to up it a little even more. So I will be doing a Monsters Inc. transformation like the second week of October. And instead of just doing a one-day thing, I'm going to make it the whole week. Because then we can just do little snippets of it instead of cramming it all into one day and me feeling totally frazzled and feeling like I have to shove it at them. It'd be a lot more relaxing and fun for all of us. So be looking forward to that. I've already started prepping things. And yes, I did it last year, and I have the materials in my closet in a bin that I can actually get to because it's right at the front of the closet. But I'm doing it a little differently this year. Last year, I only had one of each activity made. And then the students just had to like rotate around the boxes, and it didn't work very well for me because inevitably one group would get finished before another one and they were having to wait. I screenshot it and I made 2 to a page so that it would fit inside the lock boxes better because I have the smaller lock boxes this year and stuff like that. I just made activities smaller so they'd fit better. And I made 5 of everything instead of using the 1 that I already made. So I printed some more stuff and I need to laminate like a maniac. So that's going to be probably next weekend. That's why it's good to plan at least a couple of weeks ahead of time for something like this, depending on the magnitude of it, so that you have time to prepare and you don't frazzle yourself out. I would definitely recommend that because being frazzled out before you do your activity is not a good thing. It's not fun for anyone. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go pack and get ready to drive for 3 hours. I was just going to leave early in the morning, and Caitlin's like, do you really want to drive at 5 in the morning? And I'm like, no, but I don't know that I want to drive now either. I'm tired now too. But anyway, so I'm going to go get ready to go. And I may chat with you on the road. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll have a little more. I don't know. But if not, I'll see you whenever. I'll see you when I get back. So I hope your week is going well, and I'll talk to you later. Good afternoon. So I didn't even vlog this morning at all. I got here early enough. I just wasn't feeling like it. So I've been sick the last week or so, and it just kind of all hit me. I ended up being out of town for a couple days to help Caitlin because she was sick too. And then got back last night, and I'm just wiped. I'm worn out. You can tell I just look really great. So it's lunchtime, and I am eating, I'll just show you the box. Eating this today for lunch. It's pretty good if I have enough taste buds to taste it. So we've done a lot today, a lot. Since I was gone for 2 days, everything just kind of... We read Edward the Emu again. So they heard it while I was gone. They also read Edwina the Emu while I was gone. And they did some predicting and some other things with it and some vocabulary. And they did a directed drawing of Edward. And today I had them write about Edward. So there's a little writing page about Edward with the directed drawing that I've had them display on the board out here. And we did lesson 7 of Go Math. So we're a little over halfway through our chapter. And I need to give the mid-chapter checkpoint tomorrow. I want to do that before Monday so I can get that done and see how they're doing. We were writing 3-digit numbers in different ways. So we drew it in blocks. We wrote it in hundreds, tens, and ones. We wrote it in expanded form. We also wrote it just in the digits, and we wrote it in word form. So all the different forms of writing numbers. In Power Hour, we did like my version of a headbands game with the counting on to subtract. So I just gave them subtraction cards, and the answer was on the back. So they each got a subtraction card and a band to wear around their head. And after they knew what the answer to their card was, they put the card on their head, and they just walked around and partnered up with someone else. And they would say, like if this was my partner's card, I'd say, oh, 11 minus 6 equals 5. And the partner would tell you if it was right or wrong. And then the partner would read their card and tell them the answer, and then you would tell that person if they're wrong. And then when everyone had been with everyone else, then we had them trade cards with someone else, and then we mixed up again, and they did it one more time. Then at the end, I had all the cards, and I just kind of did like a flashcard drill with them. I would go like this, and they'd tell me the answer, and I'd flip it all the way through. So I think they enjoyed that. I think it was another way to practice counting on to subtract. Yesterday, they did the I Ready game. That was the center game. And they had a game board, and however many you had to count on to subtract, that's how many spaces you moved on the game board. And I think I have some of those somewhere. I guess there's only one page. So it wouldn't take you very long to get to the end of the game board. So you just keep playing and playing and playing. There was a recording sheet that went with it, which I'm not finding it, but it just had like little helpers on it. Like it had the different numbers, like almost like a number line, so you could count back or count up, whatever, to do it. Here's an example of the directed drawing that they did. So the first day was gone, Tuesday, the guest teacher had the directed drawing with them, and they just followed the directions, and I gave her the direction sheet, so she just went through the little stages of how to draw Edward, and I gave her a drawing paper, and I think they did a really nice job. This is the first one that we've done in my class. I've never done one with them yet, and I'd like to, but it's not something I do a lot of because it does take a while, and usually there's a lot of other things we need to do, but I thought that would be a good thing to do while I'm gone. Also, it's listening skills. Yeah, so it goes to the speaking and listening standard, following directions, following oral directions. So very good. This afternoon, we are going to have our Frannie K Stein book, and I have a lot of kids, 12 on this list, that have extra recess today. So over half my class. So 12 of them will go after lunch to a recess with another group. And then when that recess is over, then it's our recess. So they just get to stay out the whole time. And I told them today was probably a good day for that because it's supposed to be really nice. But this is their reward for reaching 50% of their AR goal. So that's really exciting. Like 12 of my kids are already there. And I have 3 or 4 that are like 40 something. So they're really super close. So it's very exciting. I also have one that's already at 100%, another one that's almost there. So yes. I'm so excited. So now they need to start thinking about what project they want to do to go with whatever book they'd like to do it with. So I'm happy about that. And I haven't explained that to them yet, but I need to do that because they're going to need to get on that. And then even the ones that aren't at their goal yet, they can work on that too. Like we'll have like a day where they can work on their project. Okay, so you can tell I sound really great. So I haven't had a chance to do anything about the breakout that I did last week. I haven't had a chance to film it or anything because I've just been down and feeling cruddy and gone and everything else. So I'm just gonna eat my lunch and go get my kids and finish the day. And hopefully at the end of the day I can kind of give you a recap. So I'm gonna go eat my lunch and I'll chat with you later. Good afternoon. It is about 10 till 5 and I'm on my way home. I just stayed a little after school and talked to some of my coworkers about some just random things. I was going to go to Walmart, but now I just don't have the energy. I might swing by my local Walmart and just grab a few things on the way home because I go right past there, so that won't be so bad. The rest of the day turned out pretty good. So 12 of my students had extra recess after lunch. So I took 6 students back to the class with me because 2 were absent today. So that was weird. So we read one little chapter of Frannie K. Stein after we went through how far they were in AR. All of them wanted to know what their percentage was. So we went through all that first. And then I read and I said, wow, guys, our time's already up because it's time for recess. They're like, that was fast. And I said, yeah, it's because we talked a lot. They're like, that's okay. Yeah, so we went to recess. And then after recess, we came back. I started my Fontes and Pinnell testing. So I tested 2 students. So after that, we did trial 2 of our bubblegum experiment. And I was going to do trials 2 and 3 today and do trial 2 before lunch and then trial 3 after lunch, but it's not that the experiment takes that long, really. 10 minutes maybe, probably, after everything's said and done. Because you just have your students weigh their gum, and I remembered my digital scale. I was so proud of myself. I remembered it. When I got home on Friday, I stuck it in my bag. So it was ready to go. But we just didn't get to it Monday, and then I was out Tuesday and Wednesday, so today was the only day I could have started to do it again. Anyway, you have the students weigh their gum before they chew it. They chew the gum for 3 minutes, then they weigh it after it's chewed, and they compare the difference in weight. And then we hypothesized why it was different. What was different from the last time? How come it wasn't the same as last time? What did you do differently? What could have changed? And some of the kids were like, I think I chewed faster this time. And I said, oh, why do you suppose that would make a difference in how much your gum weighs now? And they're like, because I ate it more? And I said, yeah, basically. Sounds like a reasonable theory to me. So I told them we would do trial 3 tomorrow, because after we do the experiment part and they weigh it, they weigh it on their gum wrapper. I tell them they can chew it some more. So tomorrow's going to be super fun Friday. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really cool. So they earned their compliment party, which is their Star Jar party, last week, and they picked what they wanted to do this Friday. So we're doing pajamas and some kind of a toy or an electronic, and they got their permission slips to take home. I would have sent them Monday. I didn't get it done because every spare second was preparing things for my substitutes, and then I wasn't back till today, and I had a lot going on today. We had a meeting during plan time, so I couldn't get my note ready then, and then I was having trouble downloading it. It's in my Google Files, but in Chrome it said I didn't have access to it. I'm like, yes I do. What are you talking about? It's my file. So I ended up at the last minute screenshotting the thing and putting text boxes over the information that needed to change. So it didn't look super awesome at all, but it did the trick. I needed something for the parents to sign that they could send back to me saying it was okay for their student to have whatever that they brought. So that's what that was all about. We got that done. Kids loved the bubblegum thing, and they were even better at it this time as far as knowing where to notate it in their table. So like I said, tomorrow we'll do trial 3, and then we'll finish up all the data on that. Tomorrow for STEM, we're going to do pom-pom with slingshots. I'm really excited. The kids, I think, are going to love it. I got all this together over last weekend. So I have all the materials already bagged up, ready to go. It's going to be fun. I think they're going to like it. What they do is they construct the slingshot and they fling the pom-poms and they measure the distance that it flung. There's a paper that I need to print so they can mark. I think they get 3 shots. They can mark the distance each time. I just need to make sure that I have my tape measures available. I think I know where they are. But we'll see. I may need to bring something home just in case. But I think they're going to love it. It'll be fun. And we have our awesome reading teacher doing co-teaching, and she's going to be talking about narratives. And I think she's reading Saturdays and Tea Cakes by Lester Laminack, which is a really cute story. I actually got to see him at a conference several years ago. And he's very personable, very easy to listen to, a very cool person. So I was very honored that I got to see him. What else are we doing tomorrow? What else? Of course, they have their party. Oh, we have our pizza party too. So it's a combined PJs and pizza and toy party. So the pizza will be their snack. Since we won the Dough for Schools Pizza Hut pizza party because we had the most sales from our classroom, we get to have pizza tomorrow. So I told the principal what kind of pizza the students wanted. We just did kind of like a poll. What kind would you like? What kind would you like? What kind would you like? And then I finagled the least amount of pizzas necessary to accommodate all tastes. All right, I'm gonna go in and see what I can see. And I might, if I get anything cool, I'll show you what I got. See you in a little bit. I survived Walmart. Didn't get anything super exciting. I got some tortilla chips so I can make nachos for dinner and just some snacks, and that's pretty much it. Nothing fun. I did find bat brownies, so I need to find some more because they only had one box. So probably the big Walmart in the town where I work will have them. You have to get those early or they will be gone forever. That's what happens with those. So I like to have those when we have our bat week so that we can just have a little themed snack. As you know, I'm all about that theme. Yes, indeed. Next Friday, I will be staying a little bit so I can transform my room into Monsters, Inc. That is going to be super cool. That's one of the reasons I want to get my testing done, because I want to be able to have that week to focus on some of those review activities. Like, I want to get my reading testing done so that I don't have to try to throw that in with everything else that we're doing. Yep. And then conferences are at the end of October. Feels like we just started school, and here we are thinking about second quarter. But every month has something cool that you can do in it. I really like October because there are lots of fun learning things we can do with the kids. All kinds of spooky science and neat little activities and cool math games and cool books to read. So I'm looking forward to it. Yay. And I did get some mini erasers when I was in Kansas with Caitlin last. We ended up going to the Super Target in Lawrence, and they finally had mini erasers. I don't know that I've ever found them there, but they did have them. So I picked up some leaves and some pumpkins. I got some more spiders, and I got some more. The sets are mixed this year. So the set that has like the Bride of Frankenstein, I wish they'd had the Frankies again, because I like using those on my Frankenline. Because I remember when we were doing things with the number line for adding and subtracting, that the Frankenline was perfect for that. Because they were supposed to be using a number line anyway. That just made everything a little more fun. Alrighty, I'm home. So I'm gonna go in, unload all the stuff I got, which isn't a lot, and relax and be ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's fun. I'll have to be energetic for that. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Friday, September 27th. I'm feeling a little better right now because I took some medicine, but I woke up a couple different times last night. One time was at like midnight and I just felt yucky, so I got up, wandered around and came back to bed, went to sleep. Then I woke up like around 4, which is my normal time anymore. I decided around 5 that I would just get up, I would take some medicine, feed all the cats, make some coffee, and finish up my lesson plans, which were almost completely done. I had done them last weekend for next week, but I didn't have my intervention plans in there because you have to, go with what the kids need. So I waited until like yesterday and this morning to finish those up, because yesterday is when we talked about if we're going to move any students and if anybody needed to go to a lower group or a higher group, whatever. Plus, it gave me another day to assess them just observationally. I didn't give them a quiz or anything. Anyway, in my Power Hour math group, we will continue with counting on to subtract, and we will review the lower numbers on Monday. And I found a set of game boards that have more spaces than the one that came with the iReady program. And I think that would be better because then they have to play longer. I had made my own recording sheet with higher numbers because the original game board had I think it only went up to maybe 8 8 minus numbers. And so I made one that starts at 10, and then they just roll a die, and I'm just going to give them the big foam ones. They'll roll a die for the number that they subtract off, and they'll have to count up from that number to 10, because they should be really fluent to 10. I think they'll enjoy playing the game with a partner, so that'll be good. And then we'll see, like, I'll be walking around seeing how they do on that. And then the next day, I'll differentiate the kids that totally got the 10 minus things really easy. We'll get a harder game board that goes to 20. And I might need to have some playing cards or something so they can subtract off a bigger number, because you don't want to be counting up from 6 to 20. So, or I could make my own dice. If you're going to subtract off 6 or less, it's a better strategy to count back than to count up. So I need to make something to go with that, like number cards, or make another die. So I'll figure something out. I am planning to clean on Monday. Monday is my planning day to clean that closet out, at least to start it, because I don't have the late bus kids in my room next week. They're in my buddy teacher's room. So then right after school, I can start pulling stuff out of there, and it may only take that one day. I don't know. And I want to take some of the stuff home, and some of the stuff I'm going to need for my Monsters Inc. breakout thing, because the boxes are in there. The little lock boxes are in that bin that's underneath the little stack of things in the front of the closet. So I want to do that. And then I can probably find my soft-sided die and make the little inserts for it, for the bigger numbers for Tuesday's game. So that would be good. That'd be good motivation. Wednesday we'll probably play the headbands game with the higher numbers. And then Thursday I want to do an assessment to see how they're doing. And then we can play a game for the remainder of the time. And that'll give me the rest of Thursday and Friday to check the assessment. It's pajama day today because the kids filled up their star jar, the compliment jar. So, pajama party. We also get our pizza party today. Exciting. Hey, it's lunchtime, and my poor hair, I've been messing with it all day. It's driving me nuts. So this headband is really slick, and my hair is really slick, and so it just keeps going whoop, and then I have this like mushroom cloud head. It's just funny. So I've been messing with it a lot. I had a feeling that was going to happen, but you know, sometimes you just gotta go with it. So today has been awesome, like the best Friday ever. This class is just amazing anyway, but they just make things fun. They're super fun kids. So we had our pizza party. We had our PJ and electronic party. We've read Frannie K. Stein. We've packed. We did a birthday book for our birthday friend today. And we have another birthday on Monday, so we'll be doing another one there. We've had recess. We've had PE. Now they're at lunch. I think I mentioned that probably. I just heated my lunch. I'm not super hungry though, so I might just stick it in the fridge. Mostly thirsty. This afternoon we're going to do Slingshot things, and I have them somewhere. Let me look for them. Here they are. So the kids are basically going to make a slingshot. See that? They get 2 popsicle sticks and 3 rubber bands, so they can crisscross the rubber bands and then put one across here to shoot pom-poms. And I also gave them some cotton balls because the other pom-poms I had were kind of small and I didn't think they'd really enjoy that. So I'm going to try to make, let's see, how many did I make? I think I did 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. So I'll have some groups of 4 and some groups of 3 because we have 1 student gone. So we have 19 kids, and I'm going to group them. I have them all grouped in my phone, so I'll just put them together like that, and they'll problem solve how to make this. And there's actually like a little planning sheet that they'll do first, like how should we put it together kind of a thing, but I just have to find it. Oh, there it is. September STEM from Brooke Brown, Teach Outside the Box. As far as I know, I have all of my materials prepared for next week. So that's good. I have my lesson plans printed. I have my newsletter given to the kids and they're ready to take it home. They already packed it. I'm gonna just wait and send my Scholastic order forms home on Monday because I didn't get to it this week and this week was crazy. So I'll send it home on Monday and it'll be due back like on Thursday. So they have one day of leeway to remind them. Let's see. We have PLCs after school today. I'm on the standards-based grading committee and we're going to be doing a book study on this. So I'm glad that I remember that because I want to take it home and read. Because we meet on Wednesday next week and I want to be ready. We're supposed to read the first 3 chapters. Okay, if you notice in my little STEM kits, I gave each group a different color of stick because why not? I have the colored ones. So then I'll be like, pink group, show us yours. Orange group, show us yours. So what they're supposed to do is to create a new toy for children, construct a slingshot that will launch a pom-pom the farthest distance. And I needed to find something to measure the distance with. I might just give them yarn or something because I don't think I have enough really of anything to measure with that I can get to right now. If I can find my tape measures, I'll get those because I should have enough to use a tape measure per group. See what I mean about my hair? It just slides. So I'm always like tucking it back in, even though I thought I sprayed the crud out of it today, but apparently not. Okay, I'm gonna try to find some measuring apparatuses and eat my lunch maybe, or drink some water and make sure I got my groups grouped, and then I'll go get my kids and we'll do our STEM. And then we will have our awesome reading teacher come in and we're gonna do a lesson on onomatopoeia, which is really cool. And she's reading Saturdays and Tea Cakes by Lester Laminack, which love him. Can't wait to hear that story. I have that story too. Really exciting. All right. I will try to catch back up with you at the end of the day. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Walmart and Target after school or not. Depend on how run down I'm feeling at that point. Right now I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't have to go today, but I might just want to get it over with and not have to think about it over the weekend. I need to get STEM materials for next week's STEM because we're going to be making a spiderweb bridge. And I want to get, like the big super center here might have like orange solo cups because it's getting closer to Halloween. I would like to do orange and black. So like black yarn, orange solo cups, and then they just need tape. And I have spider rings. They're supposed to construct a bridge that will hold the most spiders. And in the project, it shows the Unifix cubes or linking cubes, and that might be better because they're heavier. I don't know, we'll see. I have lots of those, so we may just go with that. But I'll save the spider rings for prizes. Yeah. Okay, I am going to go get my life together, and I'll check back in with you at the end of the day when I'm on my way home. Good afternoon. It's a little after 4 and I'm headed home. I am just really wiped out. It was a great day though, like a really great day. I mean, the kids had fun. I had fun watching them have fun. Got a lot of things done. Just a really nice way to end the week. But I am just wiped. So I decided not to go to Walmart or Target or anywhere. Just head home because I just need to chill. So Fridays are always like boom, 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 boom. It seems like you just run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Because like for me, I'm always trying to make sure everything's set up for next week. So when I walk in on Monday, it's all done. Because I hate walking in knowing that I need to do things as soon as I get there. I need to have things ready and then I can just kind of prepare my mind for what is coming in the day. So during our PLC time, we talked about all kinds of stuff. So we're doing that book study, the Jennifer Saravello reading strategies. And so we're using different reading strategies at different times and using the mini lessons that go with them. So we get to choose the ones we want to try, or ones that fit our class, or ones that we see that our kids need to work on at that particular time. And then we talk about it. During late bus time, I was able to get all of the pencil pouches checked but I noticed I didn't have them all, even though I asked the students when we were finished with our writing, with our co-teaching, to please put their pencil pouches in the bucket. I still had 2 or 3 that didn't hear me or didn't pay attention or something, and so I'm missing a few, but what are you gonna do? So I sharpened all the ones I had, so it won't be that big a deal to have a couple of them. A couple of kids, I need to ask them to bring me a pencil because they each had a pencil that was broken. So I'll just put their sticker on it with their number and tape it around, because it still counts as a pencil even if it's broken. So I always tell the kids, don't throw your broken pencil away because it counts as a pencil. Like, you didn't lose it, it just broke. And that doesn't count against you. Pencils break, you know? So they just, when I call them up to get their pencil pouch and their little prize or treat or whatever it is for that week for having all of their pencils, I just say, can you please bring me a pencil from your supply box? Because I don't keep their supplies for them. I've mentioned that before. They keep them all in their cubbies. And that has worked really well. Now, I do have extra pencils for those that don't have pencils, but I think all the kids have them now because we have a lot of donations from businesses that like to give us school supplies, and then our counselor keeps them in a special closet, and all we have to do is just get in touch with her and say, hey, I could really use this for this student, and she's really good about either bringing it to you, or you can catch her in her office and just get the supplies you need then. Like, one of my students' backpacks broke today. I just touched base with her later and asked if we could get that student a backpack, and she's like, of course you can, we have lots of those. So she grabbed the student so that that student could pick the backpack they wanted, and then they have more ownership of it. Like, they got to actually go shopping for the backpack. I can tell that my medicine is worn off because my head is clogged again. I'm going to be Fontus and Pinnell testing next week. So I won't meet with regular reading groups, but they'll still be reading. Like, they still have books to read. I will still say, okay, I want you to do this and this and this, and then they'll go off. I just won't sit and read with them because I'm going to be listening to them read individually. And then we'll see how much progress they've made. I'm trying to think if there's anything super awesome. Oh, we'll be doing a study on Frankenstein next week and all kinds of good things with that. I'm home, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just get some more medicine in me and probably make some tea and feed the cats and just veg for a while. So hopefully I can get all my backlog of vlogs put together and put them up this weekend. And you'll know by now because you either will have seen this soon after I filmed it or not. So wish me luck. I hope that you see this soon, and I'll talk to you next time.